Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Welcome, everyone. We've got Michael Rodriguez. We've got Rhonda E., June Stanley, Iron Ear, and others. Rhonda E., Guy Kimball, At Last Satisfied Patriot. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining. And Karen Simmons, welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to say I am congested, as you can tell. Okay, I can barely breathe through my nose, so I apologize if I don't sound where I normally sound. I don't feel bad, just congested. Anyway, we got a lot going on, guys. We've got crooked judges, taxpayer funded scandal, and a certain alphabet agency, 3-letter agency, that is interfering with another 3-letter agency. So before we get into this, don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. If you have not already, make sure that you are hitting all notifications so that you are always alerted of every time I post a new video. Now, let's get into it with a word of prayer. Dear God, we just thank you so much, Heavenly Father. You are worthy. You are awesome. We ask that you just give us the grace to stand up and tell the truth and be vocal. We ask for your continued protection, and we thank you for you protecting our leadership, our families, our country. Father, we thank you so much. We pray that we speak boldly and that we unite in the body of faith, that we are one in you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, thank you so much. All right, so we've got to go ahead and get into this. And again, don't forget to smash like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I want to start off with these crooked judges, okay? These crooked judges. We've got Obama appointed judges. We got a judge that's blocking things, blocking Donald Trump, and another one that doesn't want these illegals to go to Guantanamo Bay. All right. So if you can see my screen here, it says breaking: federal judge Kenneth Gonzalez, Obama appointed judge in 2012, blocks Trump's plan to send Venezuelan migrants to Guantanamo Bay. Okay. All right. These people that are going to Guantanamo Bay are criminal, high crimes. Okay, we're talking about rape. We're talking about unaliving of people. We're talking about drugs. We're talking about gangs. All right, fentanyl and everything. We're not talking about little minor petty things. All right, we're talking about these people are a danger to us Americans. And you've got, see, this is what I don't like about people who are on the left and these rhinos, because you got some crooked Republicans too. It's like they really, I know what it is. They love money and they're getting paid. They're getting compensated to be absolutely horrible people. Okay, that is why they're doing it. They don't want us to live in peace. They really, in my opinion, love money than they care anything about other people. All right. And they don't know, they're not going to learn from their mistakes. I don't think these people are going to learn. I really don't think they're going to learn. I wish they would just get it through their head. Let us live in peace. Let us do things the right way. Stop trying to block things, okay? That lets me know everything I need to know about Barack Obama, which I knew way back years ago because I never voted for the Obama Nation. He got the right name because that's exactly what he is. And you know what they say about him. You know what they say. I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. I got to protect myself. But I wanted to share with you, again, these judges are compromised. Y'all remember, Judge Merchan as well. His daughter is compromised. And Ingeron, and how these people were acting in just totally like they didn't even seem qualified to be judges. I mean, you're talking about total conflict of interest. Rashawn's daughter, Lauren, is president of Political Advisory Group. Okay. She's the political advisory group for the Democrats. She's president for that. Okay, so it seems like these judges have these family members, whether it's a wife or a daughter, that is compromising them, and there's no way they can be unbiased. There is no way. I'm going to share a video clip as well. This is coming from Newsmax. All right, let's take a watch.
as you just heard, Trump talking about the uselessness of the federal government and how they're fighting at every turn they get, and about the lawfare that the left is resorting to in this desperate attempt to stop him.
Right now, we're seeing a major test to the rule of law as federal judges continue blocking President Trump's plans to overhaul the government.
A federal judge is blocking the Trump administration from offering more buyouts to federal employees.
Another federal judge blocked Trump's executive order to ignore the Constitution and end birthright citizenship.
It's now not, because that too has been blocked by a federal judge. You know what else got blocked today? Another one.
Just insufferable. These people have massively overstepped. And on top of all the other orders, today, a federal judge decided what a government agency apparently can put on its own website, overriding Trump's order to take things down related to gender ideology over at HHS. Judge John Bates, and this decision really kind of made me look into this guy a little bit and who these judges actually are. You know what he was? He was on the FISA court. Remember that? That's that court that had over 300,000 abuses of our constitutional protection. He was a judge there. He was also the judge who ruled against Trump in his first term that kept DACA in place and even it opened up to new illegals. Funny enough, on February 7th, that's the judge, though, that declined to issue a restraining order against DOJ accessing the Treasury records. But if this doesn't show you how incestuous this whole system is, the Democrats just walked across the hall and shopped another judge. This one, appointed by Obama, Judge Paul A. Engelmeyer from the Southern District of New York. That's the guy who blocked the DOJ from accessing the Treasury Department records. He's given well over $20,000 to Democrats, from Obama, the DNC, Biden, Chuck Schumer, John Kerry, even going all the way back to Clinton. The man Clinton, not the wife Clinton. Also, turns out his wife, Emily, appears to have been on the advisory board of Apollo Shop, which is, this is not a joke, folks, funds people making art in the mountains since 1969. And guess how they got funded? USAID. She's also involved in a number of other groups, one of which was a program specialist, whatever that means, at New York Association for New Americans. What do they do over there? The New York State Office of New Americans is created in 2012 to welcome immigrants and to help them in achieving their American dream. They assist all new Americans in accessing and navigating a variety of free services and support their inclusion as an integral part of New York State's diverse culture fabric. Right. This lib helped a bunch of illegals. That's his wife.
You know, everything that this USAID USAID, more than 90% of it was not to actually provide aid to other countries. I don't know if you probably already know this, but just to reiterate that fact. So the money was not being used in the way it was promoted. You know, it was promoted to be used for one thing, but was used for another, which I find that the deep state is very good at doing that. They give something a name and say, oh, it's going to help the youth. Oh, it's going to go towards education. And it's always some crooked mess to enrich the politicians, the teachers' unions. It's a whole big sham. That is why they are screaming at the top of their lungs. Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, all these people are screaming Maxi Pad. What do y'all call Maxine Waters, Maxi Pad. Now, you know she old. It's been a long time since she used one of those. But in any event, they out here screaming in the streets because they don't want it to be found out what they are doing. These people love their money. They love their money. We're going to listen to a little bit more.
Am I suggesting these judges can't be impartial to Donald Trump? You bet I am. I'm not even going to hide it. Here's another one. This FISA court buddies as well. Judge Royce Lamberth in Washington, D.C. He was nominated by Ronald Reagan, actually. I guess times were really different back then. But here's something that I didn't think a judge could actually block. He was the one that blocked moving men back into men's prisons who claimed they were trans so they could be housed with women. He presided over also a number of January 6 cases where he was very critical of Trump's involvement, even though he could never actually cite any of that involvement. These judges are radicals. Look, here's a few more. Remember this guy, the federal judge John McConnell from Rhode Island, who essentially said, we talked about him the other day, who essentially said that Trump can't stop dishing out unaccountable money. He must grant out things mainly from USAID. They must keep lighting money on fires, basically what he said. Turns out this guy has apparently donated thousands, and I do mean thousands of dollars to Democrats in over 100 individual donations to their committees and campaigns over the years, which is probably why his daughter, Catherine McConnell, was appointed by Biden in 2022 as a senior policy advisor to the Department of Education.
See, Department of Education. See, these alphabet places, FBI, CIA, DOE, USAID, it's a whole bunch of corruption. And see, Donald Trump wants to dismantle all this corruption, okay? And they're trying to get in the way. And I hate that we don't have an honest mainstream media. I just really wish. I want Donald Trump to handle that as well. What do you guys say? And then they're going to make it look like he's getting in the way and that they're not telling the truth. They need to get back to telling the truth. I believe at one point they were more honest. And you all told me it was when Barack Obama with the Smith-Monk Act repealed it. So now people can just spew out, these networks can just spew out propaganda. We need that so the mainstream people, so that we can be more united as a nation instead of divided. That, even though I did not vote for Barack Obama either time, God just dealt with me on him, can stand him, to look at him. It's like I was looking at some form of the Antichrist. I don't know. But in everybody else I know voted for him. Even my husband voted for him. I was like, I'm not voting for that man. But in any event, Barack Obama, everything he stood for, and I did not even notice that he was being divisive. Everybody said he's very divisive. He's very divisive. But I didn't know that I knew the media was being divisive. And now I find out he was behind Smith-Monk and it being repealed. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he was very, very divisive, very divisive. So that's enough about the judges, but these some crooked judges, crooked. And I'm not saying some of Donald Trump's judges aren't corrupt either. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can have corruption on both sides of the political aisle. I mean, you absolutely can. So what can be done to make people honest and not to go after people politically? Well, if they've done something wrong and it's proven, then they have to be prosecuted, right? And according to the law, according to the Constitution, Pam Bondi, honey, she's going to have a lot of work to do. This woman is going to be busy. What do you guys say about that? She is going to be so busy. Now, I do have another clip here talking about Judge Merchant and his daughter, Lauren, and how this is very, very, very tainted. So let's take a watch.
From this case. Not only that, the judge's daughter, Lauren Merchant, is the president of a political advocacy group called Authentic Campaigns, whose clients include the Biden-Harris campaign. Just so you understand, the judge's daughter makes millions of dollars working on campaigns against Donald Trump. Here's the website. On the website, it claims the company raised $562 million. This is a major financial incentive by the judge to convict Donald Trump. Not only that, the judge's wife worked for New York Attorney General Letitia James. The Epoch Times reported that they had reviewed records that show the wife, Laura Merchant, worked for 21 years as special assistant to the Attorney General, including 3 years under Letitia James. She changed jobs 2 years ago. That means the wife worked for Letitia James.
And I got to say, that's Big Tish. Y'all know I like saying that.
During the period that Letitia James was building her case against Donald Trump. Is it just me, or does this seem like corruption to anyone else? This is insane. I have never seen a judge more compromised than this judge. His wife is working against Donald Trump. His daughter is making millions of dollars campaigning against Donald Trump. This is the exact type of situation where a judge needs to recuse himself because he cannot possibly be impartial. When Trump's lawyers asked the judge to recuse himself, he refused. And he said that his daughter and his personal donations to Joe Biden did not require him to step aside. So the judge says that he's not biased, but his actions say otherwise. The judge has issued a sweeping gag order on Donald Trump. This is blatantly unconstitutional.
It's very blatantly unconstitutional. And there needs to be a law that says if you've got some kind of conflict of interest like that can be proven, you cannot be on the case. There needs to be some kind of check on these judges. I mean, I really sincerely mean that. There needs to be something. If it's true, I did not look into this, that if it's true that if his donations doesn't require him to recuse himself, well, then we need a law that says you got to recuse yourself, okay? We need that. Can that be an executive order? I'm just saying, can that be an executive order? I hope so. And I'm sorry, guys, I do have a cold. So we see how crooked these judges are. So incredibly crooked. Now, we got another problem. We have taxpayer-funded scandal. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to read this to you. This is how bad it is. Okay, we already know about USAID. We already know about a very small portion actually goes to humanitarian efforts abroad. A lot of it is just not going for what it says it's going for. So I am going to read this. This is saying that exposed. This is from Project Constitution. Let me just say this is allegedly, guys. It's so hard to 100% confirm this. It says exposed the $339 million, 100%, not 50%, not 75%, not 90%, but 100% taxpayer-funded organization helping illegals combat ICE. This organization is helping illegals combat ICE. And I repeat, it is 100% taxpayer funded, allegedly. This is what is out. And I'm going to read this article. And it says the dubious partnership of Youth Co-op Inc. and U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants. Okay, so the dubious partnership of Youth Co-op Inc. and U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, a taxpayer-funded scandal. This is 100% taxpayer-funded scandal. In an era where national sovereignty and border security are paramount, the operations of Youth Co-op Inc., the U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants in Florida revealed a disturbing narrative of misuse of taxpayer money, direct opposition to national policy, and a blatant disregard for the rule of law. So yeah, they're always talking about no one's above the law. No one's above the law. And right here, it says this is a direct opposition to national policy and a blatant disregard for the rule of law. But yet they're talking about no one's above the law. And you already saw my video about Big Tish gets caught. So Youth Co-op Inc., despite its misleading name, I've told you this before, and I've already said it in this video, but the name is one thing, but don't let that fool you, because that's not what that particular organization does, despite the name of it. Okay, because remember, USAID is supposed to aid, do humanitarian things, but it's lining people's pockets. It seems like there's a bunch of shams. That's why these politicians make like $200 and something thousand a year, but they're worth tens of millions, and in some cases, hundreds of millions of dollars. This is exactly why. Youth Co-op Inc., despite its misleading name, suggesting a focus on youth, is deeply involved in aiding the resettlement of illegal families rather than children. Together with USCRI again is the U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants. Okay, that is what that is for. And it says that, yes, despite, okay, together with USCRI, they form a dubious partnership where USCRI acts as the central hub, directing illegal migrants to regional satellites like Youth Co-op Inc. for the actual execution of their resettlement programs. This partnership is not just a logistical nightmare, but a direct affront to the policies championed by President Trump and Tom Homan, aimed at securing our borders and reducing illegal immigration. Both organizations, according to their own admissions on their websites, explicitly assist in resettling, finding jobs, securing housing, and providing legal representation for undocumented immigrants in immigration courts. This includes aiding detainees, showcasing an open defiance against ICE. Showcasing an open defiance against ICE and national immigration enforcement efforts. And this is a financial burden to taxpayers. And I have uncovered that these funds are used not for national interest, but to facilitate the very activities President Trump's administration has sought to curb. The financial aspect of this partnership is perhaps the most egregious. Youth Co-op Inc. alone receives over $45 million. $45 million in U.S. tax dollars, fully funded through USAID and other federal grants. However, USCRI, as the parent organization, has been allocated over $284 million in tax dollars, also 100% taxpayer funded. This revelation comes at a time when recent exposés on USAID have highlighted issues of waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay, this is wasteful, it is fraudful, and abusive. Okay, it's abusive. And this again is 100% taxpayer funded. It is an absolute scandal. All right, 100% of taxpayer dollars are being used for these illegal, I put emphasis on the word illegal, helping these people. What about Americans? All right, what about us? Give it one name, but it does another. That's what the evil powers that be do. Okay, and it's on both sides of the political aisle. Make no mistake about it. But it's mostly Democrats. I'll just say that. It's mostly Democrats. And you see how they do us? Nobody's above the law. That big Tish was going out talking about nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. She was doing all that. And she out here doing the most. Okay, you see the very thing. If you saw my video on Big Tish Gets Caught, you need to go see it. See it again, see it 2 or 3 more times, share it with some people. She is involved in things that she was accusing Donald Trump of, overestimating value of properties, okay? She was doing I'm talking about the very thing she was accusing Donald Trump of. It's like totally amazing, right? Every time a demon rat opens their mouth, a demon rat politician, let me be clear, when they open their mouth and accuse the other one of doing something, make no mistake, that's what they're doing themselves. It happens every time. I mean, it is so clear to me. You know, Elizabeth Warren fussing about everything. She's guilty. Maxine Waters, Big Max. Well, she's old Max right now. She is really crooked. Just awful. And remember, they had the doors blocked by this man standing there in tan. He was blocking. He said he was doing, he was giving orders to block the entrance to the DOE. And they were trying to look like they were about to do an insurrection, trying to get up in there. They knew what they got to do to make sure they audit everything and see where the money is going, because these people are crazy. These people are crooked, greedy, and money hungry. What are you guys saying out here? Let me see what you're saying. Yes, pig. I said big Tish. You got pig Tish. Big Tish. I love saying it. I don't know why. That's Big Tish. I know it. I know they love money and it is their God. The love for money is the root of all evil. That's what the Bible says. Big Tish and Big Mike getting angry with Donald Trump. And you know what? My video said karma has come and bit her in the ass. You guys said karma got a big mouth because that's a big ass. Y'all so funny. All right. All of them should be held accountable. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you just imagine how much they have robbed from taxpayers over these past decades? There would never be an end to Social Security. Absolutely. So true. A scandal. It's an absolute scandal. I'm independent. I can tell you that I have proudly voted for the 3 times that Trump has won. They installed Sleepy Joe through the communist takeover of our government. Wow. Pig Tish. I know y'all gonna have me coming up with another name, but I don't want people to say I'm being mean or shaming her. But I just love saying it. I'm so sorry. They project whatever they are guilty of onto innocent people. They can't accept their own wrongdoings. Always grants, funding, checks, allocations, corrupt. Absolutely corrupt. Absolutely corrupt. And I just want to show this with Tom Homan, because this is the most awful thing. Now, you know, we got a problem in our government, and they want us to know why Donald Trump is dismantling everything, saying this is unconstitutional. Y'all got to see what they doing. And the reason, I'm just going to let Tom Homan say this. Listen carefully. All right. I need you guys to listen carefully. Actually, I'm going to play another clip first, and then I'll get to what that amazing news that Tom Homan said. I mean, this is a clip right here, and then I'll get to the other clip. So let's take a listen.
President Trump publicly lauding efforts from U.S. immigration officials like these deportation flights from the U.S. to Venezuela, the first the South American country has received in years. But sources tell News Nation that privately, the president says he is frustrated at the recent slide in ICE arrest numbers. Let's get out to border correspondent Allie Bradley, who joins us live from Del Rio, Texas. Allie, we know the administration's goal is about 12 to 1,500 arrests every single day, but how many are actually happening?
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, it seems that those numbers are slowing down a little bit and falling short there, because we're only averaging around 611 arrests through ICE right now. And the president may have said publicly that he wasn't frustrated, but behind closed doors, he expressed that he wants more arrests. And he actually told sources that are familiar here that the numbers are, quote, too effing low. So when it comes to these numbers, something that we're tracking here, Borders are Tom Homan saying that he is pushing for higher numbers while still prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. But here's the thing. Homan isn't happy with the numbers either. In fact, he wants to see them triple. Take a listen to what he told our Engelmeyer this morning.
Mr. Homan, is the president happy with the number of arrests?
I'm not. The arrests, if you look at the arrests in interior enforcement, about 3 times higher than a year ago today. 3 times higher is good, but I'm not satisfied. There's more criminal aliens that need to be arrested, hundreds of thousands. Sanctuary cities are putting roadblocks up. We got leaks. So we need to increase the arrest of illegal aliens, especially those with criminal convictions. So we're going to continue. So 3 times higher is good. The numbers are good. For me, not good enough. We got to get more.
So you heard him there. He's not satisfied. Homan, meantime, says that they need congressional funding to be successful in these efforts. They need bed space. Right now, they're utilizing government resources like Fort Bliss. We know Guantanamo Bay is receiving some flights, but they're also leaning on states like Georgia. We were able to confirm that the prison in Atlanta is actually being used to house illegal immigrants marked for deportation as well. Now, in order to actually help cover more ground here, because not just bed space that is an issue, we've seen all these different agencies jump in to help, and you can count on the IRS as well here, Nicole, because the Department of Homeland Security actually is seeking to deputize some of its IRS agents, namely the ones that have an investigative background, so can actually help out with some of these ICE arrests and jump in. So that is one effort that they're making to kind of get to that 12 to 1,500 number that you heard them talking about there.
Yeah, that they need about 12 to 15 million of illegals cross the border. Okay, 12 to 15 million. And the numbers right now are very, very low. But, we got to have some clamp down from the Attorney General to really go after these people that are in these sanctuary cities that are hiding these people. And there is a real reason. There's a leak, as you all may have known. There's a leak that has been going out. And of course, the media, I think, I want to say something happened with the media saying, or they were announcing they were going to be in some area or something along those lines. But there's another leak. a governmental leak in our own government that is leaking this information of when and where ICE is going to be so that these people do not get deported. This is shameful. This is absolutely shameful. Why can't people just do right? These people make me so freaking upset. This doesn't make any sense. These people are here illegally. They are raping, they are murdering, they have drugs, they are gang members, dragging people out of their apartment buildings in Colorado. What in the heck? Remember Nungaray and Lake and Riley, all those people, they don't even care. These demons, I'm just sorry, y'all. These people get on my very last nerve. They get on my nerves so bad. But now I got to show you the real reason why. Okay? This is why things are the way they are. Okay? So let's see. You're looking at my screen here. We went over that taxpayer funded issue. We got to look at this right here. Listen to Tom Homan. This is a very short clip. Listen to what he actually says.
Tom Homan. Tom, where are these leaks coming from?
Well, look, we think it's coming from inside. And we know the first leak of Aurora is under current investigation. We think we identified that person under investigation right now. The California leak, Secretary Noem, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI. But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. I'm going
to let you hear that again. Okay, let you hear that again. Listen to what he said.
But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation, and they have promised that not only this person lose their information, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI.
He said the information that they've been receiving tends to lead towards the FBI as being the leak. And you can read it on the screen too. Tom Homan confirms ICE leak came from the FBI.
But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation, and they have promised that not only this person lose their job and lose their pension, they're going to go to jail. They're going to criminally prosecute. So we're all over it.
Yep, they need to go to prison. You aiding and abetting criminals. And these are hardcore criminals that Donald Trump is trying to get out of this country. He's dealing with the hardcore ones. And you know, the media, the left-leaning media is going to make it look like he's separating families. He's not separating families. If they came here together, they leave together. If they came without their family, well, you go back to your family, where your country, and get with your family in that other country where you came from. So this is not, that's if you're here and not committing horrible, heinous crimes. Because your behind got to go to Guantanamo. You got to go somewhere else if you have been just committing the most heinous of crimes. I heard of an incident where a man held a woman at gunpoint, had the weapon in her mouth, and was raping her. That to me, that is such a horrific thing. That is just horrible. Horrible. And these are the people that these demon rats are trying to protect, not protecting the people that are already here, who are law-abiding citizens like me and you and your families are my family. That is the most reprehensible things. All these people need to go to prison that got anything to do with being a sanctuary city, getting in the way of ICE, leaking things so that these people can stay here. They need to go to prison ASAP. You need, in my opinion, your behind 5 years is not long enough, because you're housed aiding and abetting these criminals that have committed the worst of crimes. Okay, think about the kind of crimes that these people have committed that some of these sanctuary cities are protecting. Think about that. Think about it. So how much time is Lake and Riley's life worth? Okay, Nungaray, how much time is their life worth? You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of this. Trump, book them, Dano. Get them. I say get their asses, get their asses. I'm sorry for being a little salty in the mouth, but I'm just tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. This is foolishness. and these taxpayer funded scandals on top of it. And then people want to know why Donald Trump wants to dismantle the deep state. Y'all are crooked and you're demons, not y'all. Talking about the evil powers that be. Demons, just demons. And I'm tired of it. You guys should be tired of it too. But you guys, that's all I got for you tonight. I wanted to share that with you. The FBI helping these illegals. There's a leak. According to Tom Homan, it leads towards the FBI. Did they think that they could just do stuff and not get caught? And the news, y'all, that mainstream media need to do better. Y'all need, I just want them to be locked up too. That's crazy. Like, Linda B, you can't just have everybody locked. Well, they get they funding taken away, they get something done to them. They get a fine for every lie they tell. That's what I wanted. That's what I want to happen. Every time a mainstream media outlet lies or covers up the truth, I want them to get fined. You need to be fined a bunch of money. A bunch of money. And he said those people that leaked don't have to go to prison. All right. Not just, get rid of the pension and all of that. You're going to have to go to prison. I mean, it's just the right thing to do, because what should you do when you aid and abet, these high crimes? These are crimes, big ones. This is horrible. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash like, comment, share all over the place. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel already, and hit all notifications. There's an all option so that you are always alerted of when I post a new video. Thank you guys for supporting me. My numbers have been ticking up. I am so grateful, really grateful. And share this video too, and go check out my video with Big Tish. Y'all know that's my favorite thing. One of my favorite things to say. Thank you so much, Chuck Morris. Your name is like Chuck Norris. And I like Chuck Norris, like you too. But you all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say,